My video. This is a Dream X, Y, and 6th Day by Instrumental Break. Anyways, let's go into the video. Dream. I'm here. I heard shouting coming from downstairs as I shifted in bed. My front door slammed shut as familiar footsteps came up the stairs. Seconds later, Clay swings open my door and opens my bedroom door. Arms filled with blankets, various kinds of tea and hot chocolate, and the goofiest grin. "I heard you were sick," he said, out of breath. "So I brought some stuff to help you feel better," I chuckled, stretching my sore limbs as I sat up. "You don't have to do all this," I said, sniffling as he set down his stuff. "No, I'm the medicine man. First, let's go make something warm. Tea or hot chocolate?" he asked, holding up two different packages. I smiled. "Hot chocolate, duh." He grinned, reaching out a hand to me. I took it and stood up out of bed, carefully, my head still spinning and my body still tired. I wasn't sure what I had, but I wasn't enjoying it. I had a 101-degree fever for the past day, plus aches and pains, and a stuffy nose. It was definitely a head cold, but it was a shitty one. "Can you walk down the stairs?" Clay asked when we reached the stairwell. I looked at him confused. "Clay, what?" I have a head cold. I'm not missing my legs." He burst out laughing as we walked down the stairs, him still keeping an eye on me in case I fell. Truthfully, I was grateful, because there was a real possibility I could lose my balance. When we got downstairs, I followed him into the kitchen, but as soon as he noticed me falling down, he shook his head. "Nope, I'm taking the drinks. Go lay down." I pawed across my arms. "Let me help." He shook his head again, smirking playfully. He scooped me up in his arms, to my surprise, and carried me over to the living room. "Hey," I gasped, and he laughed. He set me down on the couch, threw a blanket over me, and handed me the TV remote. Here, you can choose what movie we watch." I rolled my eyes but smiled while he walked back to the kitchen. I sat up and turned the TV on, wrapping myself in the blanket he had given me. The blanket must have been one from his house, because it smelled like him. It was oddly comforting as I flipped through Netflix to find a movie. Just as he finished making our drinks, I found a movie and selected it. "Okay, you ready?" he asked, setting the steaming cup down on the table in front of me. I nodded, and he sat with me on the couch as the movie began. He laid down next to me, laying his head against the arm of the couch. So I laid down next to him, still wrapped up in the blanket. He put an arm around my shoulder, rubbing my arm gently while we watched. I was already feeling a million times better just being here with him. Time skip. I wasn't sure what happened, but I woke up sometime later to hear Clay snoring slightly. We were still in the same position on the couch, and it was clear the movie had ended. I barely remembered any of it, but it didn't really matter. Clay had clearly given up his whole day just to spend time with me and make sure I was okay, and that meant the world to me. I laid in the same position for a few minutes, feeling his chest rise and fall. Excuse me. While the Netflix loading screen entered, while the Netflix loading screen entertained me. It was so warm and comforting. I just sit here with him, I sit here with him that I had sort of forgotten I even felt sick. Eventually, I left Clay move. I felt Clay move suddenly, and his breathing was no longer soft and even. His eyes fluttered open, and he realized I was already up. "Good morning, Sleeping Beauty," I teased, propping myself up on my elbow and playing with his hair. He gave me a sleepy smile, clearly only half awake, which made me giggle. I reluctantly got up, picking up our now empty hot chocolate mugs and bringing them over to the kitchen sink. Stop it, I can do that, Clay said, sitting up and stretching. Relax, I'm just cleaning up the mugs, I chuckled, pulling them in the sink and then stretching. Right as he got up and made his way over to me while my arms were still in the air, he wrapped his arms around my waist and hugged me tightly, and I lowered my arms so they were around his neck, hugging him back. Are you feeling any better? He asked, and I smiled. Yes, definitely. Anyways, and that is the end of the video, and I hope you guys liked it. Also, this is on Wattpad. Sorry I didn't mention it from before, but if you guys did like this video, do whatever you want to do. Anyways, I hope you guys had a good day, night, or afternoon. Anyways, bye.